What's up? Here we are, college basketball Saturday. Oh, these are the best days for college basketball. We just got it all day long, and we have the NFL playoffs today. It's just a great day of sports. We're gonna get into all the best plays on today's three slates. There's three slates today. I'm gonna talk about every single team here. It's gonna be a little bit longer video than normal because there's just a ton of players to talk about. If you're new here, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to this channel. It really helps me grow. Leave a comment, tell me who you think the best play on the day is. There's a lot of good ones today. It's a hard one to choose today, but there are a lot of really good plays. Make sure to turn on the notification bell. You're going to know when all my videos go live because I know this one's a little bit late. It's kind of coming out about an hour and a half to 2 hours before lock. So you'll know when that comes out if you just didn't. So that's all I got to say on that. If you want to get this spreadsheet and the projections for every single college basketball slate for the rest of the year, it's $5 a month. I'll put the link down below. It's in the Patreon, so be sure to check that out as well. But that's really all I got to say on that. Let's get into the plays. We're going to start off Leaky Black, North Carolina, Florida State. I was looking at the TV schedule. This game is no ranked teams. Carolina's probably not even going to make a tournament, and it's on ESPN. Illinois, Ohio State's on nothing. Anyway, that's frustrating because that's the best game of the day. But this game has an implied total of 145.6, which is pretty decent for the day. Carolina has an implied team total of 70.7. Florida State is at 74.9. This game's going to be a pretty fast-paced game at 73.2. It is an above-average pace game on the day. I have Leaky Black projected for 34 minutes. He's $6,200. He has a .737 fantasy point per minute, a usage rate of 14.5, and an assist rate of 11.8. Just grades out as a pretty good point per dollar play. One it doesn't really stand out too much today for me. No one from Carolina really stands out a ton. They've just kind of been spreading out their minutes a lot, so I don't really like to get players that have their minutes spread out a ton. We're getting the same thing with Florida State. To be honest, MJ Walker's the only guy who's getting consistent minutes. I've given him 33 today. He's 5,600, projects out as a nice value if a usage rate 23.2. But everyone else on Florida State just kind of gets their minutes spread around, and I don't really like to go to the spread out minutes guys. Now we'll go talk about Clemson and Virginia. I'm only interested in one guy from this game. I mean, gosh, this game sucks. Whenever Virginia's on the slate, I kind of just find a way to avoid him. I mean, the total line on this game is 116. It's far and away the lowest total game on the entire slate. I mean, Virginia has an implied team total of 59.1. That's just how they play. They're a great defensive team. They're a slow-paced team, as you can see by the slowest-paced game on the slate. So Reese Beekman does just project as a nice little value for me at $4,500. He's going to play 36 minutes. He's a .6 fantasy point per minute guy, with a usage rate of 13.6 and an assist rate of 15.3. Now we're going to go talk about Louisville. They're going to be playing Miami today. This game has an implied total of 132. It's another pretty low total game. Another game I'm not all that interested in. When you go look at the pace, his pace is 69.9. It's well below average as well on the day. When we go look at projected minutes, I have Jalen Withers of 29 minutes. He has a fantasy point per minute of .87. He has a usage rate of 19.7 and a rebound rate of 17.3. He's a pretty good player for Louisville. I like this guy. I think he's just a solid player. Projects out as a nice little value for me. Merrick Dolezaj, I still don't know how to say his name. It's been 4 years. I still have no idea. Syracuse plays Pittsburgh. Syracuse plays Pittsburgh today. This game has an implied total of 140.6, with Syracuse having an implied team total of 72. This is going to be a game that is pretty decent to target, in my opinion. It's going to be a fast-paced game at pace of 75. So Merrick Dolezaj projects out as a nice little value for me. I have him for 35 minutes. He's $5,900. He has a usage rate of 16.3 and an assist rate of 21.1. All those rates are just a little bit too cheap, or make him just a little bit too cheap, in my opinion. So I do think Merrick Dolezaj is a pretty solid option today. He's someone I would like to get to. Prentice Hub and Nate Laszewski are going to be the two guys I'm interested in on Notre Dame. They play Boston College today. This game has an implied game total of 148.5, which is pretty nice. And Notre Dame has an implied team total of 76. So with Boston College having an implied team total of 71.3. So I do like that. Those are two totals that I do like to target. The pace is going to be slightly below average, but nothing. It's just around average, so nothing that really hurts or makes these players better or makes these players worse, in my opinion. I have Prentice Hub for 33 minutes, and I have Nate Laszewski for 33 minutes as well. Prentice Hub is 6,300. Nate Laszewski is 7,500. Laszewski is a .8 guy. Prentice Hub's a .7 guy. Hub has a usage rate 25.6 and an assist rate 25.6. Those rates are way too cheap for 6,300. That makes him a great value on the slate, in my opinion. I just don't understand the pricing when you have a guy like that. And then Nate Laszewski at 7,500 has a usage rate 19.6 and a rebound rate of 14.1. Not as good of a play, in my opinion, as Prentice Hub. Prentice Hub stands out a ton today. This is one of the later slates, so this is not the main slate. So if you're looking for the main slate, this game is not going to be on that. But this is one of the later two slates, so be sure to make sure you know what you're doing when it comes to that. Oh, crap, I forgot to put Herb Jones and Petty's salary in. So we're going to go look that up on my phone real quick. All right, we'll talk about Stephon Mitchell, though, first while that's loading. Stephon Mitchell's $6,300. I have him projected for 35 minutes. He's a 0.7 guy. He has a usage rate of 14.1 and an assist rate of 12.5. This is a nice total game. He just projects out as a nice value at 6,300. If you're playing that price, though, give me Prentice Hub all day over him. But Mitchell does seem like a fine option. Fortunately, I can go look at my single entry for these salaries because guess what? Both of those players are in my single entry lineup as of right now. Herb Jones is 65 and Petty's 68. Fat bet. Adjusting on the fly. You can probably hear my music now, too. Tool, that's what it's all about. Matt Cross, $4,000 for Miami playing Louisville is way too cheap. I have him for 32 minutes. Usage rate of 14.2, assist rate 13.8. With the injuries on Miami, Matt Cross is going to play a lot of minutes. I don't understand his pricing. So, Matt Cross is just a great value for me. Ithiel Horton and Audice Toney are going to be the two guys for Pittsburgh playing against Syracuse I'm interested in. We already talked about this game a little bit. Has a total of 140.6. Syracuse has an implied, or I'm sorry, not Syracuse. Pittsburgh has an implied team total of 68.6, so that is going to grade out pretty solidly. A nice pace game at 75, I do like that. And both these guys just project out pretty well for me, especially Ithiel Horton. He's 4,600. I gave him 36 minutes today, 0.6 guy. Not the most productive guy on the floor, but he's going to play a ton of minutes, and at 4,600, that grades out well for me. Audice Toney's a little more expensive. He's 7,000, but he's got a nice usage bump because Justin Champagne has been pretty much, he's out for like 8 weeks or something like that, so... And yeah, he's out today. So this guy's got a lot of usage from him. $7,000. I think is a good play. Tolu Smith is going to be the guy I'm interested in on Mississippi State. This is another one of the later games today. He's $6,600. I have him projected for 38 minutes. They are playing against Florida. This game has an implied total of 136, with Mississippi State with an implied team total of 66.9, and Florida with an implied team total of 67.8. It's not the game I love today. It's a slightly above average pace game at 73.1. Tolu Smith does grade out pretty solidly for me. 6,600 is going to play 38 minutes. But Florida is going to be a team we got to pay attention to the news because Scotty Lewis has missed the last 2 games with COVID protocols. I don't know if he's going to play it today. No one really does. If he plays, Noah Locke's not in play because Scotty Lewis is going to start over Noah Locke. But if Scotty Lewis is out, Noah Locke at $4,400 looks like a fantastic value at 38 minutes. He has a usage rate 18.5, only a 0.6 guy. But at 38 minutes for $4,400, I'll take that all day long. Now, Alabama's another interesting one. Herb Jones is questionable. So, all right. Herb Jones today. Alabama, well, I guess we'll talk about the game first. Alabama plays Arkansas today. This is my favorite game on the day for Draftkings. It has an implied game total of 162.7. It's like 20 points more than any other team. Not Auburn. Alabama has an implied team total of 83.3, and Arkansas has an implied team total of 79.4. So both of them have very, very high implied totals for today. This is also going to be a very fast-paced game at 76.3 pace game. So Herb Jones got hurt last week. He has like a finger injury or thumb injury, something like that. So I don't know if he's going to play. He's questionable. But, okay, if you guys follow college basketball, if you recall last year, Herb Jones literally played a game with one arm. He had like a broken wrist, and he was just walking around with one wrist not being used and one wrist to shoot the ball. I mean, he literally shot game-winning free throws without using his other hand. It was ridiculous. It was one of the best plays of the year, in my opinion. But, so good for him. So I think he's going to play because I think he's just super tough, and I think that's what he's going to do. But do you really want to play a guy that's kind of only playing with one hand? That's the thing you gotta go for because he does project out fantastic. Like he projects out as one of the best plays on this slate. But do you want to risk the injury guy that's going to suck? So that's just what you got to look for with that. Joshua Primo and John Petty also look really good. Primo's $5,500. I gave him 34 minutes. He has a usage rate of 17.3. 0.6 guy. He's a really good three-point shooter. If he's hitting his threes, he's going to be great. And then John Petty, I love John Petty today. I love John Petty in general. He's just one of my favorite players in college basketball. Been pulling for that guy for like 4 years now. I think he's going to be a good NBA player. Like I think people sleep on him. He's a very good defender and he's a very good three-point shooter. Those things translate to the NBA. Not going to be a star or anything, but he's going to be like a solid player. So John Petty Jr. $6,800. I gave him 34 minutes. He's a 0.8 guy with a usage rate of 18.6 and an assist rate of 14.5. And if Herb Jones is like not really being able to do anything on offense, he's just kind of out there for defense. Petty's going to pick up usage. We saw that in the last game after he went down against Kentucky. John Petty balled out. So John Petty is definitely someone I do like a lot today. I mean, as you see him on the cover, that's just going to be a guy that I like to target today. Now on the Arkansas side, we have Desi Sills and Moses Moody. So Arkansas is without Justin Smith and the other guy, I forgot his name. But they're without 2 players. Wait, is Justin Smith? I'm I'm getting all things mixed up. Arkansas without 2 players. I know that. So Moses Moody's picking up usage and minutes. He's 7,500. I gave him 36 minutes today. He's got a .95 point per minute. Already usage rate at 20.3. This guy's one of the best freshmen in the country. He's going to be a first-round draft pick. Yeah, mark my words. First-round draft pick, Moses Moody this year. $7,500. Give me all of that. Desi Sills, $5,000. I gave him 29 minutes, a .91 guy for usage rate 19.2 and assist rate 12.9. Grades out a very good value. Now we're going to go talk about the Stanford and Colorado game. This game has an implied total of 140.1 with Colorado with a team total of 73.6 and Stanford at 66.5. I'm not interested in Zaire Williams today. But anyway, Evan Batty, Jariah Horn, the 2 guys I'm interested in on Colorado. I didn't even talk about the pace. Goddamn. 72.45 pace on this game. Evan Batty is 5,800. I even project for 31 minutes. He's a .7 guy. Usage rate 21.1 and assist rate 10.5 and rebound rate of 12. Jariah Horn, $4,500. I gave him 32 minutes. A .8 guy. Usage rate 22.3. Both just look like really, really good values for their price. Jaden Delaire, same thing. $4,700 or $4,400. I gave him 27 minutes. He's a 1.025 point per minute guy. Usage rate 26.6 and rebound rate is 16.5. Now we're going to talk about Utah. They play California today. Oh, this is one of the later games, by the way. I don't know if I've mentioned half these games or some of the later games, but just, if you go on main slate and you're looking for Riley Batton and you don't find him, he's not on that slate. So, Riley Batton, Alfonso Plummer, 4,100, 5,300. They're playing California today. This game has a implied total of 134.5. Really not a game I want to target a lot of these guys from, to be honest, but Utah is pretty heavy favorites, 72.4 team total in this game. It's going to be a slower pace game at 69.05 pace. We do have Riley Batton. I gave him 24 minutes, a .7 guy. He just grades out well at $4,100. And Alfonso Plummer, 5,300, projects out 30 minutes, .84 guy, usage rate 26. All right, let's talk about Illinois. They're playing Ohio State today. Iota Sumo, best player in the country. Yeah, you heard it right here. Best player in the country is Iota Sumo, and he's going to be a star in the NBA. You heard it right here, too. Steal. This guy's going to be a steal in the NBA. Anyway, I just had to get that out of the way because I don't think I've said that in a video this year, so that needs to be said. I love that guy. I give him 38 minutes. He's $8,700. He's just a guy that if you can fit in the lineup, you always play him. He's one of the best players in the country, like I said. He's kind of cheap. $8,700 is a little cheap for him. We've seen him get to close to 10,000 this year. It is kind of a tough matchup against Ohio State. It's going to be this kind of middling pace matchup. Total is 145. Illinois is an implied team total 76.6, but Ohio State's a good defensive team. So if Iota Sumo pops off today, no one's going to be surprised, but I don't think you need him in your lineup today because there's not a ton of 3K value. I don't think I have one guy below 4K on this video today. So, but he is good. Adam Miller, 4,400, just projects out as a good value. If he's hitting his shots, he's going to play the minutes. So I gave him 31 today. If he's not knocking him down, he's not going to be out there. So he's kind of a risky play, but the upside is certainly there for Adam Miller. Kyle Young on the other side, this Illinois-Ohio State game, $4,900. He's really the only guy I'm interested in because as Ohio State's a really good defensive team, so is Illinois. So this is a spot that I just don't really like the Ohio State players. They all seem a little bit too expensive to me. Really most of the Illinois guys do too. Iota Sumo, he's always in play in my opinion, and Adam Miller seemed too cheap. But Kyle Young's the same way. I gave him 36 minutes. He's a .7 guy. Usage rate of 15 and a rebound rate of 14.5. So that grades out pretty well for him. So he does look like a solid play. Mike Smith, Eli Brooks are the Michigan players going up against Minnesota today. I gave them both 33 minutes. This is a big game. Big Ten game. Minnesota is ranked and Michigan's undefeated right now. What in the world? How is Michigan undefeated? They came out of nowhere. They're really, really good. They just destroyed Wisconsin the other day, and Wisconsin one of the best teams in the country. So that was surprising to me. I didn't think that was going to happen, but Michigan, this game has an implied total of 147.4. Michigan has an implied team total of 75.8. It's going to be a nice fast-paced game at 74.6. And Mike Smith and Eli Brooks grade out well for me. These are their two guards. Mike Smith's 5,300. Brooks is 5,100. Both project for 33 minutes. Mike Smith with an assist rate 27.2. Eli Brooks with an assist rate 18.6. They just both grade out as nice values. Now we got Kansas. They're facing Iowa State. If they lose this game, man, Iowa State is bad. So Kansas guys are going to project out really well. I think there is a little blowout risk in here, but honestly, in college basketball, even when teams blow them out, a lot of their guys just still play the minutes. So I'm not really. They might lose 2 minutes. So not really too worried about it. Marcus Garrett is 5,800. Yeah, Marcus Garrett is 5,800. He should not be 5,800 at all. Marcus Garrett should never be 5,800. I have him for 36 minutes, 0.77 guy, usage rate of 15.3, rebound or assist rate 20. I mean, again, he's one of the best defenders in the country, which doesn't really translate to DFS, but he's too cheap in my opinion. And Jalen Wilson, he's always looks pretty good, $7,100. I have him for 32 minutes, 1.08 guy, usage rate 24.4, assist rate 12.8, rebound rate of 14.8. Kind of does a little bit of everything. He grades out well for me. And then Ochai Agbaji actually grades out the best of any player on this team for me today. 6,500, 36 minutes, 0.9 point per minute guy, usage rate 21.4, and assist rate of 14.2. Now we're going to go to Texas as they are trying to get another win after their loss to Texas Tech. Mac McClung with a clutch buzzer beater, or I guess it really wasn't a buzzer beater, but clutch game winner. That dude's a bucket. But anyway, Texas plays Kansas State today. It's a game they should not lose. I'm pretty sure they have a pretty high implied team total. Yeah, 74.3 implied team total for Texas. Jericho Sims just seems way too cheap. I gave him 33 minutes. He's $4,900. He has a 0.8 point per minute guy, usage rate 16.6, and rebound rate 16.7. This is their center. I don't understand his pricing at all. He should be like 5,600. So give me that all day. Then you got Mac McClung and Kyler Edwards for Texas Tech as they take on Baylor. They take on Baylor, one of the best defensive teams in the country. This game has an implied total of 139. Texas Tech only an implied team total of 67.1. But it seems like DraftKings priced them down for the matchup. But I don't always when players in basketball get priced down like for a matchup, that just doesn't always make sense to me because they're still having the same range, they're still doing the same things. Yeah, maybe they're a little bit less efficient. But what if they're not? Like, what if Texas Tech just balls out today and they beat Baylor? Baylor loses their first game, and like Texas Tech is really good. Like, would anybody be that surprised they beat Baylor today? No, I wouldn't be surprised at all. It's probably the best game of the day. This and the Illinois game that's not on TV are the best games of the day. So, Mac McClung, 36 minutes. He's $6,000. I guess he's a 0.9 point per minute guy. Usage rate 26.6. Assist rate 20.3. Kyler Edwards is 5,800. I gave him 32 minutes. He's a 0.8 guy. 18.1 usage rate. 19.3 assist rate. Both of them look very, very good. Very good values. Rudy Williams, this guy is for Kansas State. He plays a ton of minutes. He's $4,700. That's pretty much all I got to say on him. Jalen Coleman lands for Iowa State. Same thing there. Playing against Kansas, plays a ton of minutes. $5,000. Usage rate 20.4. Just way too cheap. The Kentucky has kind of just been spraying their minutes out a ton. Honestly, Devin Askew got 30-something last game. I don't feel too confident in this one. If you just want to not play Kentucky players today, it's not that hard to do it. I'm not really as interested in Devin Askew. I don't really know why I put him on here, to be honest. I don't think he's good either. Like, I don't think he's like a good actual basketball player. So, like, he'll be a fine college player, but he's not gonna be anything in the NBA. So, Devin Askew, I don't know. Probably not gonna be interested in anybody from Kentucky, especially Brandon Boston. He's bad. Okay, Bryce Enzi, Jair Bolden for Butler. Actually, this is a game that we need to talk about. I didn't put Miles Tate on here because I thought I did, to be honest, but we'll talk about Miles Tate. So Chuck Harris is questionable right now. If he plays, then Miles Tate's irrelevant. But if Chuck Harris is out, Miles Tate is going to start, and he played 40 minutes last game. I'm not saying he's going to play 40 again. He'll probably play like 34 or whatever. But Miles Tate, he's $4,700, and he's way too cheap. I can't believe he's not right now listed on here, but he should be. Miles Tate, if Chuck Harris is out, is a huge, huge play. Be sure to pay attention to that, because if he is out, you got to pay attention to that one. And then Jair Bolden and Bryce Enzi just project out pretty well. This team plays Creighton today. Has an implied total of 139.4. Butler only has an implied team total of 65, but the value just looks pretty good. Enzi, 34 minutes, $6,400, 0.94 point per minute guy, usage rate 23.8, assist rate 15.6, and rebound rate of 14.7. Jair Bolden, $6,400. I have him for 38 minutes. He's a 0.7 guy, usage rate 20.9. Both of them just look pretty good. Now we're going to go to Marquette. They play St. John's. Oh, yeah, these guys just project out so well. It's just because of his pace. I mean, it's the highest pace game on the entire slate, and it's a massive pace-up game against St. John's. St. John's plays at a flying pace. It's the second highest total game on the slate at 153.6, and Marquette has an implied team total of 77.6. Honestly, everybody on Marquette looks really good, but these are the three guys I like the most. Theo Johns, $4,300, 26 minutes, 0.9 guy, looks great. DJ Carton's $5,500, I am 32 minutes, a 0.9 guy. His usage rate 23.5 and an assist rate 26.6, and he's going to play 32 minutes in a fast-paced game. That guy's kind of a lock. Play DJ Carton. Do it. I love DJ Carton today. Jamal Cain, $5,700, looks good as well. 34 minutes, he's a 0.94 guy, usage rate of 18.1, and an assist rate of 11.9. There you go. You know, I was saying I don't know who the best player on the slate is. I think that's it. DJ Carton is my best player on the slate. There you go. Watch, he's going to get like 10 points today. Jamal Johnson, Sharif Cooper for Auburn. Oh, I love Sharif Cooper. They priced him up at 8,200. I don't even care. He has, in 2 games, 1.58 point per minute. This dude has been balling out. He's averaging 27 points a game. 27 points a game. Man, I wish he was playing all year. I mean, I've seen 2 games of him, and I'm already sold on this guy. I think he's a stud. I think Sharif Cooper is one of the best players in the country. Like, one of the best freshmen in the country. Like, I wouldn't... If by the end of the year he's a top 5 pick, I would not be surprised at all. This guy is so good. Yeah, anyway, this game against Kentucky has an implied total of 142.1, and Auburn has an implied team total of 71.7. So Sharif Cooper looks great. It's a nice pace game, just a slightly above average pace game. Kentucky is not really good, so, I mean, honestly, neither is Auburn now. But $8,200 for Sharif Cooper, I'm willing to pay that. And then Jamal Johnson's $5,200. I gave him 34 minutes. His usage rate is 21.9. It looks great. Then Davian Mitchell's the last guy we're going to talk about. He plays for Baylor going against Texas Tech. He's $7,000. Gave him 38 minutes. He's a 1.09 point per minute guy. Usage rate of 18.4 and an assist rate of 32.5. Looks great for me. So that's really it. Yeah, I know this video came out late. I'm really sorry about that. I'll make sure not to do that for next Saturday. Next Saturday, we'll honestly try to get it out the night before. That was the goal last night, but then some things came up and it just couldn't happen. So thank you guys so much for checking this out. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe on this video. Maybe share it. I mean, gosh, I don't know. I mean, just try to help me grow out a little bit. It's whatever. Thank you guys so much for this. Let's make some money today. Have a great Saturday. Have some fun watching college basketball, some NFL, NBA too. So be sure to have fun today. Let's make some money today.